Hello again, and welcome to Online Class 6. So, my good friends, we are into our 5th week of social distancing. How are you getting on? It's important, I think, to try and keep as much of your life as interesting and as exciting as you can. Snack-wise, I like a good sandwich, especially with a cup of tea. I'm going to show you a simple game to keep your sandwiches interesting. I'm going to call it Bimbo Bingo. Come and have a look. Before we begin, here's a list of items that could possibly end up in my sandwich. I've taken most of them from my food cupboards in the kitchen, some of them from the fridge, and one of them from the freezer. That's right, the ice cream. Okay, my dear friends, we are at my magic cupboard. If I open it up, you will see all kinds of goodies which could end up in my sandwich. To do this fairly, we're going to use an application which you are familiar with from my classes. It is my random number generating application, Tombola. I think 4 would be a very sensible number of fillings for my sandwich. Let us begin. I'm going to pick one now. 13. If you look in the top corner, you should be able to see a list of the items that we were looking at earlier. 13 is jam. Jam is my first item, my first filling for the sandwich. Number 2. 12. Pepper. Oh dear, this hasn't started very well. Jam and black pepper. So that is okay. Not a great combo so far. 28 is tomato. Oof, look at that. And finally, number 4 is 15 tinned vegetables. There we go. What a lovely sandwich that is going to be. While I prepare my stuff, why don't you check today's agenda? By the end of online lesson 6, you should be able to understand the purpose of propaganda and become aware of its use on different media forms. In Activity 6.1, you'll be listening to an audio track called Propaganda Everywhere and answering Activity 7 and 8 on page 27. In Activity 6.2, you'll be creating a positive propaganda poster in Worksheet 6.2. Activity 6.3 is a My-On reading and quiz. You'll be reading the book Johann Gutenberg and the Printing Press. Finally, Activity 6.4 is a forum where you talk about what kind of propaganda has influenced you. Propaganda. It really is everywhere. Sometimes it's very subtle. That's what you're going to listen about in Activity 6.1. What I want you to do is find the activity in your book, find the audio on the platform, answer the questions, and come back and see me. It's my pepper. Propaganda played a huge part in the First and Second World Wars. Here are a few examples of propaganda posters. A lot of scare tactics were used to try and persuade and influence the people's viewpoints. But of course, propaganda doesn't always have to be used for generating a conflict. Here's an example of a coronavirus propaganda that is asking you to stay in your home. What I would like you to do in the following activity is create a piece of positive propaganda. Let's fill the world with positivity. Read the instructions and get the activity done. At the bottom of the page, I would like you to write about what subject you have chosen, why you have chosen it, and how you think your poster will influence what people think and do. Oh dear. It must be all of that pepper. If you are carrying on the video, one can only assume that you have already completed activity 6.2. Now, I'm just imagining back in the classroom, if we were doing this class there, we would have already listened to the audio propaganda everywhere, and there would be about 30 of you in the class with your hands up. But teacher, you'd say, one at a time, because you're very good at following rules. But teacher, what invention has had the greatest impact on propaganda? That's what you'd be asking. And I would say, oh, it's a very good question. Johann Gutenberg's printing press. And that's what we're going to read about in activity 6.3. A Mayon comic. Like in your last class, read the comic. It's full of interesting stuff. Answer the quiz. Make sure you get more than 60%. And you have completed activity 6.3. Which just leaves 6.4. The forum. (6.4) Your final activity. What you need to do in the forum is write about a piece of propaganda that has influenced you in recent times. What I would like you to do is describe the propaganda, or if you can, demonstrate it as an image and tell us how you acted after being influenced by the propaganda. Once you've done that, you have completed exercise 6.4 and you have finished the whole of lesson 6. Congratulations. Let's fast forward this video until I'm ready to eat my sandwich. I don't know if you can see that. Is ready. So it's just about time for me to say goodbye. Until lesson 7. Ooh, pepper. Ooh. I think it could have been a lot worse. Bye bye. Oh, that's not good.